Do you love the fall? I do. Hey guys, Omar here, and today I'm going to share how I use the Fuji X T20 to take great photographs of my family, and hopefully it'll help you out a little bit. Remember, if you're new to the channel, I shoot mostly Canon gear for my pro stuff, but for me, for the family, for doing home videos, I grab my little Fuji because I love it. I love taking it everywhere. Today, taking photographs of kids sometimes is a little difficult. Like, my number one hint if you're taking photographs of your children is to really stop making them camera aware. Especially with the phone generation, we're always like, smile, come on, smile, smile. You need to stop that. Really, the best way to get photographs of kids is to interact with them or have them do something and you just capture it. And they kind of forget about the camera and you end up getting some great photographs of your kids without them being so camera aware. And stop saying smile, smile, smile. I don't know if that's the picture you want though. So today, these are right on the card. I'm gonna show you some of the photos that I took. In this video, we're featuring the ROKINON 12mm f2, super fun lens, super cheap now during the holidays, Black Friday, Cyber Week. You can get this maybe for $250 new. It's a manual focus lens, love it. And this super heavy, super expensive, but ridiculously awesome, the 56 1.2, which I picked up on impulse. This is like $1,000, not your everyday. It costs more than the camera, by the way. So I'm gonna show you what I was thinking when I took a few photographs of the kids, which ones are maybe keepers, and how I used a manual focus lens and a slow to focus lens to take some great fall photographs. The ROKINON 12mm manual focus lens, I like putting it at f2 for the kids and getting really close up to them. And you make them just make some goofy faces. And that just gives you like, it's not a great portrait lens, but it gives you a fun, peephole kind of look at the kids. And they love it. So when you show them the picture of them, really close up to the camera with the f2, that's always fun. Instead of saying, hey, look in here, look in the camera, I kind of interacting with them like, hey, what are you doing there? Can you make this face? Can you make this face? And so they're kind of interacting with me and I'm just like click, 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 trying to, in the meanwhile in my head, I'm looking at focus. I'm moving my body to focus. Since the ROKINON 12mm is a manual focus lens, I kind of set it to a distance and then I have focus peaking put on. I'll show you what that looks like. So what that means is I can see on the screen. I usually have the flip screen like this, looking down, interacting with the kid. And then when I focus, I kind of see on their face, they have like all this red stuff around there. And what I do, instead of grabbing the focus ring, what I like to do is actually move my body. See, Cap has no red on him there. And what I do is I actually pull the camera back until he's full of red. So if you do have the Fuji X T20, whoa, took a picture. To turn that option on, just go to your autofocus, manual focus menu, and it's manual focus assist. I go to peak, and I basically focus peak. I have my red to very high so that I can see, focus by using my body. You can also hold down the center wheel. If you hold it down, you get each of the options come up, standard, digital split, which nobody uses. I don't know, maybe you do, but focus peaking is the best, okay? My leg is bleeding! Okay, so here in the fall, what we have to do is rake up our leaves, and our town makes them put them in bags, which is very annoying. So my situation that I set up for my kids was we put a very big pile of leaves together. And the idea was that I would have them just jump in the leaves. Hey, son! Which I did as well. And I basically sat on the ground on the other side of the pile, and with the trampoline, they jumped over, and I was gonna take shots. Now, there were two lenses that I used to do this. The first one was the ROKINON 12mm, very easy. If I set the aperture to 5.6, basically the leaves were in focus and even back in the tree was in focus. So I knew there was a lot of focus to play with. And what I did was pre-focus with my focus peaking. I just made sure the red was on the very top of these leaves. So when my daughter would fly over, I knew that when I take the shot, she would kind of be in focus. I set my camera to cha, which is continuous high. And basically that's, okay, so here where are we here? Okay, so right from the card. She jumped on the trampoline. She's up in the air, and I kind of got her here. She looks great. She's focused. Now, I'm shooting at the peak shutter speed for the Fuji X-T20 4000. If you have the Fuji X-T2, that one goes to 8,000th of a second. But you notice my ISO is a little high, 800, and that's because I was shooting at 5.6 or 8. The ROKINON doesn't record your metadata for that. And she got a great expression, so we got a nice shot of our kid there. So that's how we set that one up. And there she is landing in the leaves. Here's us piling up more. I took a couple of test shots before the kid came. He did a terrible jump, so we're gonna skip that. He kind of just did a roll there. Here comes the next kid. I can see here, so here I was trying at 2.0. The background is a lot more blurry. It's still the ROKINON 2.0 or 2.8, but I can tell she's blurry running in, and I have the leaves very sharp. So I'm trying to get a little bit more bokeh in there. And so as we move on, there we go. So that's the shot I was looking for. Basically, I focus peaked on the leaves before she came. And as soon as she was running, she was blurry in all the shots beforehand. But as soon as she jumped over, we got the shot that we wanted. Bam, right there. Pre-focused shot at the peak, and then she came down. Oh, that's pretty fun too. Look at that. Woo! And her hair's all wild. It's great. And then there she is in the leaves. So she's coming out of the leaves, and now's your moment. Don't say smile. Don't say cheese. Just go up there and be like, was that fun? And you get authentic smiles of your kids, okay? So you can, now my kids are trained to like model and pose, and because I torture them all the time testing lenses and lights and things. One great suggestion for photographing the kids is don't take one frame. Put it to continuous high and you'll get a good expression. Like for example, here I was shooting continuous high, watch. That's a pretty good expression. It's all right, the light's not great. But click, 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 and then I just moved in and I got my keeper. Here's one click after she's blinking, but take a bunch of frames so that you can have the one that you want, which looks great. The kids move around so much, you're not really gonna get that decisive moment. Shooting continuous high with kids is great, and then pick the frame and just throw away the rest of the photos later, okay? And then I basically ask her like, give me goofy face, and she's got boogers and everything here. This is like typical kid shot, but just great. You know, we have the leaves, we have her personality, and it's shining through in the photograph. And again, continuous high, I have like every moment of this sticking tongue out, and I'll pick the best one after. Then I had the kids, you know, activity, raking, getting some leaves in the air. Again, the ROKINON. So my kid came, he said he's gonna do Superman. So since I didn't know what that meant, but I assumed this is what it was. But I set it to F8 because I wanted, if he was gonna do something special, I wanted to make sure that everything was in focus. So again, I put it to 5.6 or 8. And here, he basically shot out of the trampoline, and again, I pre-focused on the leaves, and when he was right over them, we got him totally Supermaning right there, and that's what my boy wanted, to be Superman for that moment. And then he crashed into the leaves, and I think I may have missed focus here. He went beyond. No, he looks okay. That's actually a fun picture, just feet sticking out. So again, pre-focused, high continuous, and I got the shot that he wanted, which was him flying over the leaves there. So this is just me messing around. We tried a couple of others. Here again, I went to F2, f2.8, just to see if I can get, and again, another fun shot. So it's just a repeat of what I did before. Oh, crazy hair. Okay, now we totally moved into the 56 1.2. I'll do a proper review of this lens. I'm still having fun with it. I'm still using it. I don't want to do a review without, you know, being a little bit more knowledgeable on it. But here's what I did. 1.2, baby. 4,000th of a second. Again, at 800 ISO. I probably didn't need to go to ISO that crazy. But here I am basically pre-focusing on the leaves. Now, what I did this time was I did back button focus. Now, there's people who hate back button focus, but I love it for this situation. My camera is set to manual. However, my back button is always set to autofocus. What the hell? Some kid showed up. So, sorry. Let me start over. My camera is set to manual focus on the front. It's always on the little M. But my AEL button is set to back button. So what I do is I point my camera right here, have my little square, and I hit the back button and it focuses on the leaves. Now when I let go of the button, it's pre-focused there, okay? And I could see the focus peaking. So all of this is red in my viewfinder and I'm ready to go. I know if a kid jumps over these leaves, I'm gonna have about a foot or so of focus, okay, distance. So here we go, pre-focused, I stayed at 1.2. And we're sort of diagonal here, but the kid, I chopped off his hand, junky junk, but I didn't know what he was gonna do. And since the 56 acts like an 85, you know, you kind of are zoomed in, he kind of got chopped off there, but he is in focus. He's a little out of the focus there. So I think I'm focused on the leaves beforehand, so still learning. And here, as he moved forward, his face is a little bit more in focus. Okay, so we did another karate kick, and in this one, he's a lot more focused. Even his shoelace right there looks awesome and sharp. We got at this time I went to 1.4 for a little bit more depth because 1.2 is such a sliver. And if I really wanted to be safe, I should have done 2.0 or 2.8 here. I would still get blurry backgrounds and have a little bit more depth, okay? So think about that. Okay, you can see my daughter in the distance here. I'm totally at 1.4, I'm ready for it. And beautiful background. I mean, this 56 1.2, like, oh, butter, man, butter. So here she comes, she's running, she's coming forward, and I got her on the way down. So there was no, that was a fail. So this one was a fail at 1.4. Okay, and then I had them again, once they landed in the leaves, I made them pretend they were like little lions. I'm like, oh, lions hiding in the, that made them laugh. Again, make them laugh, interact with them. Don't say smile, smile. You're just gonna get forced cheeses, you know, faces. Even if you're using your phone or anything, just stop saying smile. Interact with your kids. And that was what I said there. Oh, the little lions, the little lions. And I got great expressions from them, okay? Here I was shooting just JPEG. By this point, I was like, let me just shoot JPEG. All right, so next I just had them have a leaf fight. Okay, so I'm shooting at 4000, 1.2. A lot of detail here, and I was having them throw leaves at each other. This was me just playing around with the lens. Not so much, oh man. So his face is sharp, background blurry, I'm at 1.2. Again, fun. The leaves are all super sharp here. And what I was using here was back button focus. So I would focus on her coat, hoping that was enough depth for face and leaves. This is all in the same plane. So I figured that any of this stuff would be in focus. Her pants are in focus. I may have focused on her donut pants, by the way, because that has a lot of contrast. When you focus your camera, you wanna, don't put the center point here because this doesn't give the camera enough information. So I would put my focus point between his face and his coat, and that will grab focus a lot faster, and then I can recompose. Again, why back button focus for me works better than half holding or sort of locking a focus point. I back button focus, let go of everything, and I know that it's focused right there. Works for me, may not work for you. What are you gonna do? Okay, great. So the kids fighting. Oh man, look at all those leaves. They look great. So they're blurry back here and they're super sharp here. Again, I probably should have been at 2.0, just playing around with the lens to see what it could do, and then a blast of leaves to see what what I get there. This looks like a fireball being, oh, here come the leaves. My son threw a big pile at her here. And oh, she's running away. Now, a little blur in photographs isn't the worst thing in the world. It shows movement. You don't have to be super sharp. So this is okay here. These aren't keepers because her face isn't there or anything, but again, testing the lens out. Her hair is always in her face. It's so annoying. Here I totally misfocus. They tackled each other. Okay, so I actually told them to tackle each other. Tackle! And then again, be ready with your camera. Tackle! And already my son is laughing already, and they look up. These are genuine smiles, and shoot in high continuous. And because you're gonna lose it in a second, ooh, pasta. So that was later. And here he's still in a laugh and she's full of energy. And we got a great family photo. All right, guys, there you have it. Fun photography with your kids. Stop saying smile, stop saying look at the camera, interact with your kids, play with your kids, and put them in situations where they'll land, look at you, laugh with you, and you'll get some great photographs of your kids. All right, I'll see you guys next time.